In this video, I'm going to talk about the Sony 24-50mm f2.8G lens. But instead of just staring at a spec sheet, I'm actually going to show you a lot of what this thing can do out in the real world. However, I'm putting it through its paces, specifically pushing it to the limit with close-up photography and video. I've had this lens glued to my travel camera for a while now. If you watch this channel, you've already seen it in action a lot. I use it indoors for all my product reviews. But where it really shines is when I pack my bags. It's my absolute go-to for my food and travel channel, capturing a lot of macro shots and of course sceneries and everything else. And yes, it's even handling the mundane stuff. When I'm working doing online tutoring, this lens keeps me looking sharp for my students. Basically, if I'm outdoor and on the move, this is the only lens I'm bringing. Let's address the elephant in the room. This isn't a dedicated macro lens. But look at these shots. You can easily fool someone. Every single photo and video clip you see in this review was shot directly through this 24-50mm lens. The only exception is when I mention otherwise or you're looking at the lens itself. It still hasn't figured out how to take a picture of its own face. Sony gave this lens a minimum focus distance of just about 7 inches on the wide end for a standard zoom that is practically stepping on your subject. I've included affiliate links for items in this video. If you purchase through them, I'll receive a small thank you commission, and thank you for supporting this channel. If you're doing tech reviews or product unboxings, this means you can transition from a wide talking head shot straight into a button, a port, or a texture, all without wrapping gear. The constant f2.8 aperture keeps that background beautifully melted, giving you that high-end production value even if you're shooting on a desk in a spare room. The dual linear autofocus motors are completely silent and incredibly sticky. It snaps onto the product instantly with zero pulsing or hunting that would ruin a shot. Now let's take it out of the studio and onto the streets of Thailand. When you're navigating a chaotic, crowded night market, space is a luxury. You can't be backing up into a person just to frame a plate of meal or a bowl of treats. This is where the physical design of the lens gets interesting and a little weird. See, most zoom lenses are at their shortest when they are wide. This one, it's actually at its shortest, most compact size when it's zoomed all the way into 50mm. When you zoom out to 24mm, the barrel extends. It takes a hot minute to get used to it. But for a food channel or a tech review channel, it's low-key genius. I can walk around with a tiny balanced setup at 50mm for intimate street portraits, then quickly throw it wide to 24mm to capture the environment. The f2.8 is a lifesaver in the dim lighting of the night markets. To keep this lens so small and light, it's only about 440 grams. Sony relied heavily on digital distortion correction. If you turn off in-camera corrections, the raw 24mm files have massive barrel distortion and heavily vignetting in the corners. For video, the camera handles it automatically, but if you're a purist who hates software fixing your glass, it's something to keep in mind. So, is it perfect? One lens to rule them all setup? Not quite. As you know, every piece of camera gear is a game of compromises. With this one, you're giving up two major things. First, no optical image stabilization built into the glass. If you're run and gun filmmaking, you are relying entirely on your camera body's IBIS or catalyst brows in post-production, or a clumsy gimbal to keep things smooth. Walking through a bumpy market, you're going to need a steady hand. Second, the most obvious, the zoom range. Stopping at 50mm feels a bit like the lens quit right when it's getting to the good part. If you use two 24-70mm, you'll find yourself twisting the ring looking for that extra 20mm of reach that just isn't there. You have to zoom with your feet or use clear image zoom if you're shooting in 4K. But here's the payoff though. Look how sharp these close-ups are. The center sharpness, even wide open at f2.8, easily rivals heavy, expensive G master glass. It does give you professional-grade optics in a footprint that doesn't scream, "Look at my massive camera," while you're trying to enjoy your environment. Ultimately, this lens represents a shift in how we think about zoom lens. It forces you to shoot a bit more like you're using a prime lens, but with the flexibility to adapt instantly. For creator work, close-ups, and travel filming where weight actually matters, the trade-offs are absolutely worth it. Thank you for listening and watching. That's all I've got. I'll see you next time.